Good evening, everyone. This is your host, Sonali. Welcome to Internshala Trainings World Education Day Fair 2023. We are glad to have you on board for India's largest online learning event on the International Day of Education. How I Met My Career is a series of sessions where we will hear from industry experts about their professional journey and the insights that they have gained along the way. Our speakers have a wealth of experience in their respective fields, and we are excited to learn from their success and challenges as they share their stories with us. This is a unique opportunity for young students like yourself to gain valuable perspective and insights from professionals who have been in the industry for years. We hope that you will be inspired to pursue your own passions and dreams by listening to these experts. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn from some of the best in the business. In the session of the day, we would like to welcome Nikhil Wahi. Nikhil comes with a decade long experience of working with startups across India and China and has been at the helm of marketing, growth, and expansion. He has done his master's in business management from NMIS Mumbai. He has worked with companies such as Zomato, Blinkit, Oyo, and Stanza Living. He is currently working at Flipkart. He has been instrumental in launching new products and markets and acquiring new consumers. He is passionate about digital space in marketing and exploring new technologies such as metaverse, AI, and VR. Being a startup enthusiast, he has a deep understanding of the startup ecosystem and strategies around it. So let's welcome him. Hi, Nikhil. Thank you so much for taking out the time to join us. And how is it all going?
Great. Hi, Monali. Hi, pleasure to be here today. Hope everyone can hear me and everyone is doing good.
Yeah. Nikhil, your voice is breaking a
Uh,
bit.
is it better?
Am I audible clearly, Nikhil? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
So,
I hear you,
Nikhil,
Monali.
let's start today's session. So, yeah. Can you please tell us how you got started into your career?
Yeah. so, I think great to be here today, Monali. It's great. I think it's a great day, World Education Day. We've all worked hard and studied hard. I think to do something well in our
Yes.
careers. I think it's great to be on the platform and speaking here today, especially with Internshala. They are doing a phenomenal job in this space. I think. Yeah, great to be participating here. How I started my career, I think I started it close to 9 years back, 9.5 years back, with when the entire ecosystem of startup was like just coming to India, I think, and a lot of companies were just trying to get a game here in India. It was Flipkart, which was trying to do something good. There was Zomato, which had just started with its online search engine model and table reservation model. So a lot of startup ecosystem was coming here. A lot of people from Silicon Valley, they were moving back to India. They were trying to start here. So it started, I think, with Zomato. First job was with Zomato. Later on, it moved to Blinkit, which was formerly known as Grofers, and then it went to Oyo, Stanza, and now at Flipkart. It has been great. Thoroughly enjoyed 9.5 years now, and great working so far. I think a lot of experience, especially when you work with startups. I think you're always on your toes. You're always learning everything every other day. There is a lot of experience. There is a lot of new challenges, a lot of new initiatives. So it keeps you on your toes and keeps you motivated every day. So you never get bored. I think here. That's the best part of about
Yeah.
working with. I think.
Okay, that's great. Moving on to our next question. Nikhil, what has been the biggest challenge you have faced in your career so far? And how did you overcome it? Could you please share this with us?
Right. So I think we all would agree that startup as an industry, as an ecosystem, is very dynamic. It's very we can call it fragile, we can call it dynamic, we can call it very ever changing industry. I think in last 10 years, if you would see how we evolved as an industry, I think earlier we could just go on Flipkart and just, let's say, like, just check a product and buy it and come out. Today you can search products, you can use AI, you can use, actually you can do impersonation, you can, if you want to buy furniture, you can actually go out and see how it would look in your drawing room or something like that, in your living room. So I think the tech, how it evolved over the years and how it has changed, I think that is something which is great to learn. And also I think it is something which is challenging also. As an industry, it's a very dynamic one. It's very changing. So I think a lot of time people would have a hard time to like accept those changes, or it's challenging in the sense like you have to keep on upgrading yourself also. It's not something that what you were
That's
doing
true.
10 years back, you can keep on doing it today also. You need to keep upgrading uh, off the books and on the books also, like with your literal knowledge with your books, and as well as by talking to your industry experts and colleagues and industry veterans and everyone, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's something which is there. And to quote another example, I mean, here I'll take a second here and explain. And like, I'd work
Yes,
with this company,
please.
Grofers, a well-known startup now. It's called Blinkit. They changed their
Yes.
business model to 5 times over the span of 2 years. So, which is, I think, something which is phenomenal. You wouldn't see in a normal traditional company, which is here in India or in an MNC. That agility to change and to evolve and to grow, I think, which is very good, but it's very challenging if you're just starting your career, or if you're coming from a very structured environment from an MNC or something, I think. So, I think these are some of the biggest challenges, I think, which is interesting.
Okay. That's very insightful, Nikhil. My
Yeah.
next question to you would be, can you share a memorable experience or a project from your career that you are particularly very proud of?
Right. So I think I fairly worked with a decent bunch of projects and people and colleagues, and I've been very, very, very fortunate. I think that I've got such projects to work upon. I think one of the biggest one, I would say, that I always cherish about working on that is OYO's expansion internationally when they were expanding into China market. It's an incredible journey. I mean, if you look at China as a market, it's very protective in its nature. It's not the most easy market to venture into. A lot of tech companies across the globe, be it Google or Netflix or Amazon, they've all not been able to succeed or do really well, even if they try to venture it out in the market. They've all struggled, or they had eventually shut down the shops also in most of the cases. But I think
True.
Oyo was convinced that they wanted to venture out in that market, and I think I was very, very fortunate that I could become a part of the team over there, and part of the launching team to launch its market in China, which is one of the first of its experience. And it's a great project to be part of. Great experience, a lot of learning, international exposure, in a very competitive market like China. Lot of similarities between cultures between China and India again. So, and it's a huge market, humongous market, similarly to India. So, you understand the value of scale and quantum, and how massive the market can be. So, I think it's great to work on a project, something like expanding in that, especially when it's a market like China.
That's a very big challenge too, isn't it?
Right.
So,
Absolutely
my next
challenging.
question, yeah, please continue.
No, I'm saying it's challenging because it's altogether a different territory. So it's never easy to get into a different territory and an altogether a different market, which is very culturally different. Also similar in some senses, but very different. It's not like Europe or US or Western countries where it's you can still communicate in language. With China again, you have to
Yeah.
you the difficulties about communicating also.
The language is completely different. True, very true. So, Nikhil, how have you adapted to these changes and shifts in your industry over the years? Could you please share that?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean that's a very good question, I would say. I think change is the only constant in this environment, right? I mean, and we've all evolved over the course of years. I think what we've studied in school versus what we've studied in our college versus in masters, and what we eventually experiment or do or perform in our jobs is very very different, right? I mean, and we keep on evolving, I think. And I think that's about how about this industry is also, I think, here, like, it's very dynamic, it's very ever changing. It's challenging, but yet it's very interesting. It's very you are always full of learning. You'll keep on learning something. How do I keep up with that change? I think it's just that you need to keep. I take two approaches. One is off the book. One is on the book. So keep on learning a lot of things with the books, with your academics, learning new courses, new. Even if it's not only, sometimes it's not about degrees. It's about gaining some knowledge. It's about learning something new, and it's very
Gaining the
refreshing also.
skills.
Right. It's very refreshing. Sometimes you just would want to go out and just read a book and learn something new about a new topic, which might not be figuratively part of your job. But it's good to learn. It's good to experience. It's good to get a gauge about it, right? And then obviously talk to a lot of industry experts, industry veterans, people in different markets, your colleagues. I talk to a lot of people. I have a lot of friends who are in different countries. They're spread all over the world. So we catch up. We obviously talk about a lot of things. Okay, how tech is evolving in the US market, how it is happening in Singapore, how it's happening in the markets, and you tend to learn a lot about, okay, like how the revolution is happening, and you're witnessing it here, and you're becoming part of this entire revolution with tech and with this industrial revolution 4.0.
Uh, Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you, right?
Okay. So, Nikhil, how do you stay motivated and focused in your work?
Okay, okay, that's another good question, right? No, I think we've all go through different days in our lives. I think every day, right? And especially when you work, days are going to be great. Some days are going to be bad. Some days are not going to be very good. And but yeah, I think the thing which keeps you motivated, or something which keeps me motivated or keeps me calm, I think, or staying focused is just concentrate on your work. I think, like, keep on striving to do better. I think when you love what you do, and when you do what you love, I think it reciprocates in it. I think it becomes very easy. You might have some bad day, you will not feel very motivated, or you'll not be very energetic towards your work or something, but again, I think
True.
you'll be able to get back to it when you love your work, when you love what you're doing. I think it's very important to be passionate, and it's not only when you're into creative profession, then only you would love your work. I think when you're even doing a job, when you, like, you could be a marketer, you could be a sales, you could be a coder, you could be anything else, and but yet you would love your work. I think because it's coming out of your interest. I think so. When you
Yes.
take a great interest in your work, when you love what you're doing, and you take pride in that, you keep learning, you keep evolving. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think, and there are going to be hard days, but then you'll overcome them quite easily, and you'll be able to manage them, I think.
Yeah. That's very insightful, Nikhil, and a great advice for all the young professionals. So, do you have for young professionals just starting out in their careers, and what skills do you think are most important for them to develop in order to succeed in their careers?
Right. So I think it's very important. I think we should be very accommodating. I think because as an industry, I think as we're evolving now, I think it's very dynamic. I think we should be very open to changes. We need to keep very dynamic spirit. The industry, how it has transformed over the last 20, 25 years. I think some of the people, even young professionals, even if they would go and talk to their parents, or if they would go and talk to their elders in their family, they would understand that, okay, earlier it was slightly more easygoing. It has become more intense now, I think, in its approach. I think people are more initiative based. People would want to, a lot of people I think I've seen, and especially when you work in this industry, I think startups, average age would be around 23, 24 in any startup. I think predominantly a lot of people are young, it's their first job, they're coming straight out of the college. They're very energetic, I think, and to use that energy, I think it's very, very great. So my advice is accept changes, be very dynamic in nature, and be accommodating and adjusting. And see, I think third point is very, very importantly, take a lot of initiatives. Talk to people. Don't get afraid of talking to people, taking initiatives, or taking new projects. Or even if you would want to go out to your manager and ask, like, okay, can I help you in this? You might not have an expertise in this, but he or she may be able to definitely help you out, maybe able to guide you something, or maybe able to mentor you. And I think that's important, I think, and that's how you learn and grow as a leader also. Because when you start your journey, I think you start growing from day one, I think, and it's from day one to nth day till you keep on growing, I think. So it's very important, I think, that we all keep on going to our managers or whosoever you're reporting into. Just take a lot of help, take initiatives, talk to people,
Oh,
and you can keep on doing great then.
okay. Moving on to the last question of the session. Is there anything you wish you had known earlier in your career that you now know as an experienced professional?
I think I would say that it's this entire thing. I would say that everyone's journey is very different, right? We often get impacted, influenced. Um, we appreciate someone's journey, and I think which is great. I think we should do that. I think we should keep on learning from the best, but we should never get demotivated or get disencouraged or feel bad about, okay, like someone's doing really, really well or something. And I think it happens when you're starting your career, especially when you're at the beginning of your career, initially 2 3 years, you'll face, okay, like so and so. Because again, I mean, startup as an industry, it's very dynamic. As I said, a lot of people are young here. The growth patterns are also very young, I think. It's very quick here. If you're performing well, within 2 years, 3 years, people get promotions. People climb up the ladder quite easily here, and all of that happens here, I think, which is not the traditional pattern with the normal traditional companies, if you would see, like TCS or Wipro or other companies, right? And I think that's what it is different. It makes it different and more energetic and great to work here also. But I this is something I feel that, okay, like, but everyone has a different journey. If somebody's getting right, so you cannot get influence, okay, like if somebody's getting so and so, why I'm not getting this? So everyone will have a different path, everyone will have a different journey. And but then you keep on constantly it, keep on giving your 100%, keep on striving for the best. And when you do your best, I think you get the best itself. And I think sooner or later you always get the returns and results out of it. So I think that's something which I wish if I was told earlier, that just keep your head straight and for the best of your own, and don't look at other people or get too demotivated or something like that. Just keep on working best for yourself.
That's very insightful. So now we'll be taking up some questions from the audience. So could you please tell me? It is Sugandhan's question. What is a marketing trend or campaign you liked?
Right. So, hi Sugandhan. It's a very good question. I think you have a keen idea on marketing, and you would be a good marketing person if you would want to like ask such questions. I think I personally am really fond of something which is influencer marketing and how it has evolved and it has changed this entire industry, I think, over the last couple of years. Today, everybody is a celebrity. Everybody is endorsing some of the other products. What it was limited to a certain celebrity range earlier, 5 years, 10 years back, that only certain sections of the society or film fraternity or cricketers or some people only could endorse a product. Now everybody can endorse a product. I think that creative liberty, that social liberty has given wings to a lot of new brands. We've seen that how D2C has emerged as a great industry in India over the last 2-3 years. Influencers have also garnered, and I think we've become one of the biggest markets globally now. When we see, so I think both in terms of marketing trend, also when you see, and as the outcome of it, also I think both. I think it has been great to witness that how influencer marketing has evolved over the last 3-4 years, predominantly, and how it is impacting both marketing trends. It is not something that brands are doing and they're not getting any returns out of it. We've witnessed, I think every brand must have witnessed phenomenal results, I think. And I think it's great. I think it is one of the trend, I think, which everybody must keep their eyes on. And we would see more shining colors in next couple of years, I think, over here.
So the next question which we'll be taking up is of Rupanjali. So she is asking how to start a career in digital marketing as a fresher and what skills we need to boost our career.
Right. So, Rupanjali, I think if you would want to start your career in digital marketing, it's a great industry to be part of. First of all, get again, digital marketing is also quite wide these days. I mean, there are a lot of things. I mean, there is performance, there is SEO, there is SEM. A lot of things are there. I mean, again, so what you would want to get your interest, I think, narrow down your interest. What exactly you would want to feel that you would be a good fit with. Get a hand of that. Try and pursue a course in expertising that particular area of interest. Let's say if you would want to get into digital again, I mean, what you would want to do, I think, like if you would want to do more performance related role or something like that, so get a hand of it. There are a lot of jobs, I think, in digital marketing, I think, these days, and get a hand of it. Internshala is there, I think they could help you out, and
Yes.
yeah, get a good brand and to start with, and then it could further accelerate and could help you out building a good career as a digital marketer.
Okay. Nice. So the next question which we'll be taking up is of Shreya's. How to start career in marketing analytics. So could you please help her and all of us with
Right.
this?
Right. So Shreya, great, good to learn that you want to like venture your career into marketing analytics. It's a great portfolio to be part of. I think marketing analytics. I think it's a very good, interesting role, which is a mix of marketing as well as of data science, I think. So a lot of elements you would involve creating strategy and all of it. Again, how would you start your career is get a hand of exactly what you would want to do in marketing analytics, um, then pursue a course around it, get some expertise around the area that you would want to do, little bit of industry knowledge and all of those expertise. Um, then you can start talking to couple of folks in the industry and all of that, and then start applying for the jobs and all of it. I think you'll be good. I think it's a very evolving industry. It's at a very nascent young stage, I think. As we grow as an industry, especially digital and e-commerce and overall startup ecosystem, and marketing analytics is something I think I would say that it'll grow and venture out even more aggressively over the course of years. Obviously, every company would want to have a more detailed approach in terms of what they are pursuing and how they would target their consumers and what to get out of them. So yeah.
So moving on to the final question from the audience. The question is of Swati. Can you suggest some marketing strategies which makes the customers buy the product?
Okay. So Swati, hi. That's a very good question. Swati, there is no strategy to make a customer buy a product. I think it's always about um, Indian consumers again in the context of Indian consumers, we are very smart consumers. We know what we want to buy, and they're the most difficult consumers also to work with. Again, what has worked in India over the course of years, you would see that yes, pricing is something that it plays a very important role in India. Price and how we are positioning the product in the market for the TG. I think it's very important to know your TG, what's your target audience, how you are targeting them. Go with a very coherent and very aggressive approach towards them. If you're targeting, let's say, middle consumer and middle class consumer and larger section of society with a very generic product, you can again go and target them through digital means and all of that. Now, we've seen over the course of years that yes, digital has helped. transitioning and making it and converting it into a lot of sales for brands and companies. So I think that would answer your question that yes, digital is one of the most influential prospects or role to convert your marketing idea into a core sale. But yeah, again, I mean,
Yes.
Indian consumers are very, very um, difficult to work with and challenging, and they're very interesting consumers also. The consumer behavior is also quite evolving in India. I think we're changing as a society. The patterns are changing here. So I think it's interesting how we're evolving as a society. So I think um, it's great. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. So that's all for now. Thank you
right.
everyone for joining today's session. And a special thanks to Nikhil Wahi for taking out the time for all of us. Thank you so much, Nikhil.
Absolutely pleasure. Thanks, Monali. It was great talking to you, and great talking to everyone. Thank you guys for the wonderful questions. Have a good day.
Okay. And thank you so much, Nikhil.
Thanks.
And for everyone who is asking about participation certificates, yes, we are giving participation certificates to all the registered attendees. And you can also explore our online digital marketing training. The link for the same is in the description. Our next session will commence at 5:30 p.m., where Dr. Sanpreet Singh Arora will share his journey with us. So, see you all there. Thank you so much.